my paranormal peeps, and welcome back to another Deep Woods Paranormal Podcast. My name is Matt Harvey. I am the host of the Deep Woods Paranormal Podcast. I'm also the founder and lead investigator with Deep Woods Paranormal. Along with my wife, Amanda, we investigate everything paranormal, including Bigfoot, UFO, ghosts, haunted locations, demons, you name it. If it's paranormal, we investigate it. So if you're watching this podcast, you're probably looking at the background going, okay, what's Exploring the Unknown with Matt and Amanda? That is our new show. We are putting together, we are filming episodes right now. Amanda and I have been out almost every weekend trying to film this and that and document things that are going on. Our main case right now was the cattle mutilations. But unfortunately, we just haven't experienced anything for a while. We've been out 2 or 3 weekends in a row, sky watching and not seeing anything interesting. So we've been trying to interview witnesses and wrap that investigation up and get that show out to you guys. That will be on our Rumble and our YouTube page. And if it does well, we might move it to another platform as well. And hopefully we'll move on from there. So let me share my screen with you guys. Right. So this is our Deep Woods Paranormal page. Again, thank you to all the new subscribers. If you're interested in the paranormal and you're listening to this, we have investigations from a long time ago, and Bigfoot, UFO, ghosts. Well, the UFO one actually got taken down because we struck a nerve and they wiped our YouTube channel, so, and our Facebook channel. But we basically rebuilt both of them. In the last podcast, I kind of talked about having like 60,000 subscribers or whatever. Anyways, that's not what today's podcast is about. And then also over here on our Rumble page, we have 415 followers. We had, I think, a couple months ago. So we've gained a couple hundred followers on Rumble. So thank you guys again for subscribing to our channel and watching our videos. This is our last podcast uncovering the truth behind all the paranormal activity here in the Brazos Valley, Texas. So we have an audio version only on the video channel on both Rumble and YouTube. And then we also have the one where you can actually see what I'm talking about video wise. So if you're more of a visual person, I would highly recommend watching it. If you're just a person, that just enjoys listening to it, maybe when you fall asleep or whatever, while you're driving, you can always click onto there, or you can go onto our speaker platform. And there's, we're on, 60 different platforms for podcasts. We're, basically all over the place. All right, so let's get into what we're actually looking to talk about today. And I'm having to redo this podcast, so just bear with me. All right, so here you see the state of Texas. This is basically where we're covering. This is where the show is going to start. If we do well and we get we basically start making money off the show, we will start traveling to other places. Basically we've been trying to get that going for the longest time here. If you want to, let me show you, buy us a coffee. I'll click on this real quick. I guess you have to be here. We do have a wish list. We unfortunately had to give back our FLIR camera to the owner. We appreciate them letting us use it, but unfortunately they had to take it back. So now we only have the smaller version of the FLIR that only takes pictures. It doesn't take video. So we're trying to get the FLIR Scout TX pocket-sized thermal. If you guys like to donate to trying to get that, that's on Buy Us a Coffee. It's on our wish list. We are trying to get a secondary video camera, the Canon VIXA HF G70 UHD 4K camcorder. And then we've been using an IR light on our current camera that we just got, the other Canon we just bought. That thing works really good. That is a game changer in going out to look for Bigfoots. So If you'd like to donate to any of these, even if it's just $1 or whatever, we appreciate it. Or if you want to just buy us a coffee, we've had a couple of people buy us coffee. Somebody bought us 5 the other day. I don't remember what it was, but we're trying to reach $2,000. Originally, that was to buy this camera here. Okay, so let's get back into what we were actually talking about. I'm going to move this out of the way. So yeah, if you're on our Rumble or YouTube page, I just want to thank everybody for subscribing and all the nice comments recently. We really appreciate it. Investigations are coming. We're doing them. We're going to be filming 3 or 4 of them probably, and then those will go up once a week. I'm not sure if it's going to be on a Friday or Saturday, but this show will be more like a show you see on TV. It'll be kind of a cross between Expedition Bigfoot, Finding Bigfoot, Ghost Hunters, and other popular shows, Expedition Unknown, shows that I like and that other people seem to really like that are very popular. And we're going to try and take little pieces of each of those and kind of put them into our own show and do our own take on it and stuff like that. If you've witnessed something paranormal, and you live in Texas for right now, only Texas, and you'd like to come forward and be on the show as a witness, or you have Bigfoots, or you live at a haunted location and you're willing to let us come in and film and stuff like that, please let us know. We would be happy to come on in and document the activity that's going on and stuff like that. If you have Dogman, whatever, UFOs. We're still trying to find more witnesses for the cattle mutilations here off the OSR here in Texas, down off the 6 here in Brazos Valley. We're always looking for witnesses who don't mind sharing their stories. Again, it's just basically you can be anonymous if you'd like. You don't have to be on camera. We'll just record you with a background, and we can kind of blur your face out or whatever if you don't want to be on camera. I know a lot of people are afraid of ridicule and stuff like that. Again, which I really dislike, because you really have to have your own encounter where you can only say it couldn't be anything else but. And again, put anything in there: UFO, alien, Dogman, Bigfoot, ghost, whatever. So again, this is our focus is only Texas. So let me zoom in here a little bit because I'm going to talk about one spot today. We've been talking about the Brazos Valley. I don't know why all those pins just disappeared. Brazos Valley is basically this big chunk of land right here, somewhere in here. I'm not probably highlighting the right area, but so essentially you see all these pins. This is the area we've been kind of focused on here recently. I think we're going to try and do a show on Bryan, Texas as well, especially downtown, because it's one of the most haunted places. It's not one of the most haunted places. It's very haunted. We're also going to be going down back to Madisonville, and we will be doing a investigation at a very famous hotel there. And it's one of the most haunted places I've ever been to. We're still working on details for that show, but basically they're renovating the place, which I'm guessing is going to make it really active. I don't know how the ghosts are going to react to everything they have known for the last however long being uprooted and replaced. So, all right, so our focus today is actually the Sam Houston National Forest. There's 3 different chunks of forest, and we'll take a closer look, but you can see all the pins. These are all Bigfoot pins. Our main focus is probably going to be in the Lake Conroe area and over here kind of down to the southwest. We will be moving across here. All these pins are basically where people have seen Bigfoots. There are a lot more reports of Bigfoots in this area, but there are clusters. Some of these pins have more than one one sighting. So it's just kind of like a general area of where we should be looking. When I drop pins like this, it gives me kind of a general search area. So if I see multiple pins pretty close to each other, I'm going to probably want to go take a look at that general area to see what's going on in that area. I'm looking for tree bends. I'm looking for branches, trees snapped off. And I'm looking for other things like that. Like I said in the last podcast, or maybe it was the podcast before that, I've now got a lady that works for Texas A&M, and she basically is into plants. So she's a professor over there, and I'm going to be kind of meeting and greeting with her soon, hopefully buying her a coffee or something, and kind of picking her brain about what's causing trees to bend over. I want to know if there's some kind of natural reason for trees to be bending over like they are, especially in the middle of the night, or are trees just snapping off. It's not wind, it's not weather. I just want to know if there's another reason for that to be happening. Could something else be doing it? I just want to make sure I eliminate any possibility that it could be something other than a Bigfoot. So that's something I'm going to be working on. I'm going to have her maybe on the show if she's willing to come on and talk about it, showing her some of the stuff that we've seen and getting her take on it. And hopefully she's just baffled. That's what I'm hoping. And I'm hoping she doesn't have a reason for that happening. But we will be talking to her hopefully soon. She's actually a new neighbor of ours, which is cool. So anyways, any resource I can have, especially if they work here, live here locally and work, locally, and are willing to help, is awesome. So if you're an expert in some fields that you think would help us, with our Bigfoot research, please contact me. You don't have to be a believer. You don't have to be a skeptic. You can be somewhere in the middle. It doesn't really matter to me. I just, looking for expertise on certain things. If you're a footprint expert, we'd love to have a local footprint person that we can take castings to, or we can show footprints to, pictures of footprints to get your opinion. And if there's anybody that is maybe a primatologist or whatever, I have so many questions. I've watched so many videos, and it seems like Bigfoots they have a lot of the same habits as like gorillas and chimpanzees and stuff like that do. So I'm just looking to study that more and trying to learn more as much as I can. Because the more I know, maybe that if I do have another close encounter, I should say, I might be able to do something that can create some kind of friendship or trust with these animals. And hopefully that will allow me to have more close encounters that I can document so we can get closer to them, if you will. All right. So let's get back into this. I apologize. I'm just kind of going off on a rant. But anyways, we are looking for experts. Like I said, if you're an expert, you don't have to be a believer. We're just looking for people that might be able to help us in different fields. So, okay. So you see all these pens, they're here. There's hiking trails in here and stuff like that. But most of this is pretty thick. And then we're going to be camping out in certain places. My friend David lives down here somewhere. Down towards, I think he lives down southwest in the Sam Houston National Forest, and then he's got different places that he's taken me that I want to get back out to and investigate with him. We'll be doing an investigation with him. He will be our expert. He's very knowledgeable. He's a hunter, and he's always in the woods. So he knows noises, he knows different sounds, he knows the vegetation. So we'll be using him as a kind of an expert to help us locate different Bigfoot's territories, if you will. The more we can narrow down, okay, this is a good area to look, that's a good area to look, the better chances we might have of actually documenting either Bigfoot activity or maybe Bigfoot itself. So, or Bigfoots, there's multiple. I believe there's multiple family groups. And again, these are just my thoughts. These are just my theories. Like I said, you have to have your own encounter where you could say it couldn't be anything else, but you can put anything in there, not just Bigfoot, UFO, ghost, demon, haunted location, whatever. All right. And again, I always tell everybody, take this with a huge grain of salt until we have a physical specimen. I don't think even finding a body at this point is going to work. We have to have a physical living Bigfoot somehow, where the government doesn't, I'm sorry, Big Brother doesn't get involved, and that we can study. We can get scientists in that are unbiased and will give us real answers to what they are. And like I said, it don't have to be done in secrecy. And then once we do that, we don't want to harm the animal. We don't want to hurt it in any way. We don't want to make it feel uncomfortable, but we're going to have to draw blood from these animals. We're probably going to have to knock it out and take some hair samples, take some skin samples, and probably capture multiple of them, and then release them very carefully back in the wild with some kind of tracking unit on them. I hate to say it, I don't believe in this, but something under the skin maybe, so that they don't know it's there. Somewhere they can't physically pull it back out without basically, I don't know. Anyways, but that's my thinking. And then we should be able to track these things, their patterns or migrations, how many Bigfoots are in a family group, how many family groups are in an area. This is all information I want to kind of, and of course I want to share it with you guys. So that's what I'm going after. I'm going after real evidence. I don't, I want to make sure everything's real, especially on this show. I don't want any false positives. I don't want I think I heard, or what was that? I want real answers. And I'm going to take you guys, Amanda and I are going to take you on, our journey with us. So that'll be coming out soon. So we're going to be coming into this area, basically looking in this area. The Lake Conroe area seems to be a real hot spot. We've actually been to Kelly's Pond. That's probably why that pen is there, but there's been lots of Bigfoot sightings in that area. Somewhere up here to the Stubblefield recreation area, there's been multiple sightings, and we'll get into reports in just a minute here. When we were coming across the 13, I think it says 1375 bridge here, I saw what looked like some tree bins over on this side of the highway, right before you go over the bridge going west. And so I'd like to kind of go into that area and do some research into this area here. What is this? Is this a fracking operation? No, this looks like homes and stuff. Could be businesses. No, these are homes. Okay. So there's some homes somewhat close, but the campgrounds are far away. Looks like Brown Beach. I haven't seen any reports in this area, but it'd be interesting to get up into this section here and go look to see if we can find any further evidence. All right, so I told you guys we would talk about some reports. Again, here's a little bit better view of the Sam Houston National Forest, because there's kind of three big chunks. You have Richard Stubblefield, you have Kelly's Pond, you have, I want to say that it says Cage. I can't read it because it's kind of in between some other topographical stuff, and then you got Scotts Ridge down here. But Kelly's Pond and Stubblefield seem to be this section here, right next to the north section of Lake Conroe, seem to be the best place for reports. Makes sense because this chunk of land right in between here, there's not a lot, and it's a huge chunk of land. Let me go back here so you guys can see how big this chunk of land is. Okay, so where's Kelly's Pond? There's Kelly's Pond down there, and here's Stubblefield Recreational Area. There's a lot of little roads that run through here. A lot of these roads, most of them are actually dirt roads. They're kind of sandy soil, compact sand with gravel mixed in. I run along a lot of these roads when I drop off my crews. If you don't know, I work for Union Pacific. Essentially, I drive. I drive the railroad crews around throughout Texas and drop them off in different places. Some places are very remote. Are some places are more like Fort Worth, Houston. I go into San Antonio and places like that, but I go kind of everywhere in between. So, anyways, this big chunk of land here, let me just show you. Yeah. So here's Stubblefield Recreation Area. Let me see if we can see more pictures. It says 7 photos. So let me move this over. I wonder if I can scroll through these photos. No, but you can see how thick this is. Okay. So here's where somebody put up a tree stand and a hammock. They're probably hunting out there. Yeah, so they've got a campfire going. That's cool. That's kind of what I want to do along the creek here. This area would be a really good area. I mean, that's so thick. I mean, there could be a Bigfoot standing in there and you wouldn't even see them because essentially they look like they have ghillie suits on. So here's another pond and stuff like that. Anyways, I wasn't trying to get into that. Okay, so you've seen that. We're gonna basically start over here, and this is a huge area. And then I think the Huntsville area has a lot of reports of Bigfoots too. And then down here, there's not as many reports over on this side. So this area here, from Huntsville all the way down to Lake Conroe, all the way over to Richards, this area is a hot spot. New Waverly is also included in that, the west side of it. It seems to be a place where there's a lot of Bigfoots. So let's get into this. Okay, so I will post this. Yeah, you guys have seen me come on here. This is the NAWAC Encounter Report Database. It's the Wood Ape Conservancy of North America. I come onto their site to look for reports every once in a while. I've typed in under state Texas and under county Walker, which is essentially where the Sam Houston National Forest is. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 reports starting from 1975 and look like it goes up to 2016. Now, there's more reports than that. I would imagine there's probably hundreds of reports, but they're just not on here, or they have not received the reports, or they haven't posted them, which is fine. I mean, maybe they're still actively investigating some of these reports. But let's get into this. I'm kind of running low on time here, so I gotta kind of hurry up. I'm not going to read all this to you, but it says husband and wife observed massive upright animal in Sam Houston National Forest on FM 1375 Baker Bridge at Lake Conroe, 1 hour apart. So it says they were traveling east towards 45. They approached the river and saw a reflection of eyes from the bridge, and they thought it was a deer. As I got closer, about 7-8 feet high, the eyes were approximately 7-8 feet high, and then they noticed the body of it. The thing was huge. It says I spent a year in the woods and never seen anything like this. Again, probably somebody that grew up in the area, was out there looking around, basically hunting, probably just enjoying the forest and never saw anything. And that's very common. And then basically had their first sighting. You guys, all those will be linked in our YouTube and Rumble page under, let's see. Let me go on to whatever. Here. Let's see if I can find like this one. Sometimes down below here, if you come down into here, where's the description? There we go. Okay, so if you come into our descriptions, either our YouTube or our Rumble page, you'll be able to come through and all of our links are here. So if you want to go to listen to our podcast audibly, our website, all that stuff, Manscaped, Facebook, Facebook group, you want to become part of a Facebook group, our YouTube, our TikTok, and LinkedIn are all here. So if you come down here, it says link to sources. So essentially all of our sources will be down here. This only has one link for some reason. but I do put links to sources of anything on any website I go to, and so you guys will be able to see that. I'm only going to put this because there's with the reports. I'll link this exact site on our page, and you guys can scroll down on our YouTube or Rumble page and look for that. So, all right. So there was, I know exactly where this was. Let me reopen Google here. Let's see if I can move myself out of the way. And we're going to here. Okay. So we'll put the topographical back on. Talking about this area, I don't know what happened on my map. Okay. So if you remember me saying that I saw what looked like tree bins up in this area here, I'm guessing they were going to see where is the 45. Bear with me, I don't drive over here very often. There's the 45. Okay. So I'm guessing they were coming across the bridge this way, and they saw basically saw the Bigfoot on the bridge. I'm guessing they saw it over here again, the location I want to go to, the Brown Branch area, and along the 1375. This is where they saw that, I'm guessing. So let me just move this back over here. All right, so let's see. This one says the husband and wife observed massive upright animal in the Sam Houston National Forest. Oh, it's the same one. Never mind. Okay, so several men cutting wood come upon tracks and possible shelter. Let's see, blah blah blah. Okay, so the physical evidence, photos and videos were taken with a cell phone. It says I have them. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just rereading through this. So there's 6 witnesses to 5. The footprints, approximately 5 feet between the steps. It says prints were several inches long, and it says they were longer than my size 10 work boot. Interesting. So, sorry, I got dogs down here trying to talk to me. So it looks like they were cutting firewood, and they basically decided to leave, and they came across footprints as they were walking out. It says it followed. Let me read this from the beginning here. Let's see. It says a large track appeared to be barefoot. It was followed by several more, and then a half track consisting of just the heel. So basically, only the toes and the balls of the foot were not shown. She said, I had no way to measure distance between the steps. She thinks they were about 5 feet wide. I mean, 5 foot. The gap was about 5 feet, which means if you took a step and then took another step, essentially that's he or she are measuring the distance between the footsteps. It says I followed the tracks in reverse into the woods and found a tree broken in half about 2 inches from its base, along with other small trees bent towards each other. So tree bends, tree snapped off. But she didn't realize what she was looking at. It says, but it made a type of small hut and with a distinct entryway. She said it was very cold that day. They all had heavy coats on, and the ground was wet and muddy. So that's good for footprints. That's cool. It's a cool sighting. Well, she didn't actually have a sighting. He or she or they had a, they found footprints and found a shelter, which is great. I'm hoping I have that same experience. This one says road encounter by 2 men in Sam Houston National Forest. Now they're part of the NAWAC, which is this website. This happened in New Waverly, and it says it happened at 3 a.m. It was pretty clear night, warm. Sam Houston National Forest, dense mixed hardwood pine forest. There are some ranches and a stable in the immediate area, and no farms that I'm aware of. Okay, so it says it was a Friday evening. Um, he said they got a bite to eat and rested until 2 a.m. At that time, they got up and began to drive the roads, hoping for a sighting. We were driving a forest road when we saw something on the left side of the road around 30 to 40 yards in front of us. It seemed to be man sized and stood upright. My feelings it was about to cross the road when we came across a small hill. Um, as we slowed down to stop, it turned towards us and then quickly took two steps back and 2 steps back into the woods. It was dark in color and most definitely upright on 2 legs. We had a night vision binocular with us and scanned the area uh, where it went into, but didn't pick anything up. So it says we did not get out of the car at that time to look for prints. We did continue to drive the area until around 4 a.m. and saw nothing else. So they returned the area shortly after daybreak, but found no prints. Okay, cool. So that's a cool one. Bear with me. I'm going to take a sip of coffee here. Okay. So this one is young hunter has drawn encounter that young hunter has dawn encounter in Sam Houston National Forest near Stubblefield Campground. So let's take it back. Look back here again. Where is that? There it is. So this isn't like I said. This is another area that I'm very interested in. In fact, I'm gonna pin this. It's already saved. What was it saved as? We'll put Bigfoot sighting in here, so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Yeah, essentially, there's another pin for you. This whole area now, there's a cluster in this area, which is interesting. So I'm wondering if that Bigfoot sighting actually happened over on this side of the bridge here. So okay, let's keep going. There's just so many of them. Let's see, we just wrote that one. Okay, so let me see. It says his mom and him went hunting. We left early to take our stands to our spot. They got set up, and he and his mom were about 200 yards up away from each other. It says it was well still before daylight, and I was laying under my ladder, waiting for it to get light, and the woods were dark, but the sky was getting a little lighter, where you could see trees moving if you looked up. He heard something come up, so he rolled. Let's see, I heard something come up, so I rolled to a shooting position, and I could see the limbs moving about 9 to 10 feet up the path from me. He walked with, let's see, he had walked when his black image walked out and just stood there. So basically, something walked out of the woods. He said it took him about 10 seconds to try and figure out what it was, and the only thing he could think of it was a Bigfoot. So essentially, he just had a sighting there. I'm not going to keep going. I got to get off this podcast because I'm running out of time. I got to go to work. All right. So here's another investigator who had an encounter in the national forest. I'm going to generalize this because I basically have read this multiple times on the last one. And so essentially, these guys were driving along the road around 2 in the morning. It was cold and stuff like that. And they actually did find footprints. And there's some foul language in here, so I'm not going to read this. If you guys want to come back and watch this, read this for yourself. You're welcome to. And essentially, they had a sighting in the national forest. Pre-dawn encounter on the east side of the bridge. I think we already talked about this. Out there in the morning, it was clear. Blah blah blah. Heavy cloud cover. Okay, so basically, let's see. It says that basically they had another sighting by that bridge. This bridge seems to be a hot spot. This bridge right here that comes around, it's the Baker Bridge. This area seems to be a hot spot. I'm guessing what's going on is they're maybe coming down here to maybe do some fishing or looking for clams or whatever. But again, there seems to be, maybe it's the same Bigfoot. Maybe it's used to seeing cars. Maybe it doesn't care. Maybe it's hungry. It's just going down to get something to eat. Here's the Baker Bridge. Here's a picture. There's a lot of photos. See, this is a better view of it. I don't think, well, this must be a drone video. Yeah, this is a drone video. There isn't a whole lot of trees here anymore that I know of. But that'd be good if there was, because then basically, it looks more like this. This is what the bridge looks like. So there wouldn't be anything walking along the side of the bridge. As you can see, they're standing on it. There might be a little bit of trees or shrubs, but there's not really anything to walk on here. That must be an older picture. I know they redid the bridge. There's a lot of videos. So you can see what the bridge looks like. A lot of people start to take pictures here. This is a good view of it. This on this side is where I saw the trees bent over. So if you're heading this way, this is kind of the west. Anyways. All right. Another nighttime road observation, excuse me. Another hunter has a close encounter with Bigfoot, and so girl reports having a visual encounter while rowing a boat across a lake in Huntsville State Park. So yeah, we really haven't talked about, let me get out of here, Huntsville a lot. We talked about it in the past. Where is Huntsville? Huntsville's up here somewhere. Let's see if it pops up. That's Martha's Chapel Cemetery. That's in Huntsville, I believe, or close to it. All right, that's being a pain in the butt. Let's do. We shall search for it. There's Huntsville. Okay, we're gonna go to Huntsville, Texas. Thank you. Google and I just don't get along. Okay, so you can see this is the other portion of Huntsville. A friend of mine lived in Huntsville for a while. So she had a Bigfoot sighting. She has the forest out by her home. I think she lived over in this area. So you can kind of see there's a big chunk of forest here. I'm not sure what this is. Looks like some kind of maybe mining operation or something. But they've cleared the forest there. But this big chunk of forest right here is a good place to possibly look, and there's forest all around it. Anyway, sorry to generalize, guys, but I'm really running out of time here. Let me stop sharing my screen. So sorry to cut that short, but this podcast, number one, is getting a little long. Number two, I have to get ready for work. So anyways, I wanted to get on here and get you guys a Bigfoot podcast. If you guys have seen a Bigfoot and you like to report it, again, there's no judgment. We will come out and meet with you and maybe do some videoing of where you saw your Bigfoot, and you basically saw your Bigfoot or had a Bigfoot encounter or found prints or whatever. We like to come check the area out, and if you feel like it, we would love to investigate with you. That's part of what our show is going to be. We're going to investigate with hopefully some other groups, other enthusiasts, and then people, that basically are experiencing the paranormal activity, whatever it is. Bigfoot, Bigfoot, aliens, UFOs, haunted locations, demons. We want to come investigate with you. And if you're experiencing demons, we want to help, get that under control, of course. But, anyways, if you're experiencing anything paranormal, you live in the Texas area and you're within driving distance of us within 5 or 6 hours, we'll probably come out and check your location out. So all my information is down below here. Let me share my screen again. And we'll go back to the maps. Let me go through here. Actually, let me go to the Rumble page. Our descriptions are all pretty much the same on both Rumble and YouTube. If you click on the link on our Facebook channel, or any of our other social media, and you come to our YouTube or Rumble page, you'll be able to find us. But my email is here, my phone's here, and then our website. I don't have that up right now, but our website is basically here. We can go right to where the website is here. This is our website. You can on our website. You can report, here, direct message us. You can contact us here, and this comes directly to my cell phone. Again, all our contact information is here. All of our social links are here. We're not doing a lot of TikToking because I'm just not sure what's going on with that platform. I don't want to post a bunch of videos and then have them essentially just disappear into thin air. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you. And like I said, if you'd like to contact us, you can comment down below. You can message us through cell phone. You can text us. You can call us. You can email us. There's all kinds of ways. If you'd like to be part of the show in some form, if you'd like to be a witness, if you'd like to be investigate with us, if you have paranormal activity going on at your location, you're an expert in some kind of field that may help us, just let us know. We'd love to, at least have a conversation with you, maybe have a coffee, and get your take on things. So, all right, guys, thanks again for listening, and we will catch you on the next one.